This is Eric, and we are discussing astrology for awakening, looking at the astrological patterns as teachers of awakening. Not so much about what will happen to me, but what is life inviting me into? What is calling me into a deeper relationship with my own soul and with the soul of the world? And we're now repeating an aspect that we talked about before, Mercury squared Pluto, the mind, Mercury, in a tension aspect, in a challenging aspect, in a fiery aspect, with Pluto, the lord of the underworld. Because Mercury's retrograding, Mercury's going backwards, and everyone's like, whoa, Mercury's going retrograde. It's a feature of being positioned on the Earth in the solar system, that planets appear to move backwards. It's not a problem that needs to be solved. It's a feature of the perspective of the Earthling, that things go back and forth. They go round and round, and they go back and forth. In order to what? To review, to remember, and to redeem and reintegrate that which had been fragmented or incomplete in the past. So Mercury retrograde is a beautiful time for reviewing, for redeeming, and for reintegrating. And it's particularly true in this Plutonian conversation, as Pluto is the lord of the underworld, the lord of the deep, dark domains of the psyche. It's the unconscious mind, and all those repressed or denied aspects of our being, they're being called back up to be witnessed, to be communed with, to be blessed, to be integrated. Pluto is the lord of death. And meditating on this aspect, I'm reminded of an experience that I had when I was in 6th grade. Now, that was a long time ago. In 6th grade, I went to an elementary school in New York City and across the street from Central Park. And so as part of our graduation celebration, the moms, it was that time in history, the moms had set up a picnic for our class to celebrate and enjoy our success of graduating from 6th grade. And they left us by ourselves. Okay, that was really a breakthrough moment, to be alone without, parental guidance at the picnic. And we were enjoying being with each other and laughing and having this sense of being very mature and having accomplished something wonderful. And it was a bright, sunny day, a beautiful day. It was in Sheep's Meadow, if you know that place. And then I heard a voice calling. And the voice was saying, "You're all going to die anyway. You're all going to die anyway. You're all," and we were repeating it like a mantra, "You're all going to die anyway." And it went through me. I looked over. There was a gentleman clearly having a hard time in his life, in a dark, dark trench coat, dark clothes, dark hair, and he was standing on a little outcropping of rock and in the shadows of a tree, repeating this mantra, "You're all gonna die anyway." And the quality of the light at that moment, I still remember, it shifted for me from being sort of this cheery sunlight to being kind of a stark, stripping away kind of light, because there was a place in me that knew, it's true. This is true. And it's hard to take in. That's the nature of the Pluto squared Mercury conversation. Pluto brings up deep, profound, primal truths like, we're going to die anyway. and contrasts them with the sunny, superficial, joyful picnic, and says this has to be included. For actually the picnic, for the strawberry to have its full sweetness, we need to include the reality of life and death. And that's one of the invitations of this aspect, for us to meditate on the fundamental impermanence, for us to meditate on that which we turn away from, which for most in the modern world is this stark reminder of the gentleman from long ago. The Buddha himself said, of all the footprints, that of the elephant is supreme. And similarly, he said, of all mindfulness meditations, that on death is supreme. And wisdom bears through the ages, and every culture have pointed to this stark reality and have enjoined us to integrate that. I remember many decades from that picnic on a beautiful lanai and a Maui morning when we were having a retreat with our yoga students and with Kriyananda. And each morning as we would arrive at the beautiful fruit platters, there would be a spider web woven between the beams, and the dewdrops glistened like jewels. And our colleague Tricia O'Reilly, who owned the yoga center with Davey and I, said, they're so beautiful. And before we're done with breakfast, they'll have evaporated. It's like our lives. Our lives are jewels, sacred jewels that can reflect the radiance and bring the gifts of blessing into this moment. And part of what makes that blessing so poignant and so perfect is the fact that it is impermanent and that we will dissolve away. That's part of the invitation of this period of time, to include the profound nature of our sacred opportunity, this moment, to reflect the light and to allow it to evaporate us.